This year, TKWs has completed 10 years.
Over 12 years of experience and has served corporate assignments for LIC, SMC, ICICI, NIIT, Tata, Mahindra, you name it, and we have it. He has worked with several large and medium-sized companies. He is a guest faculty and shares knowledge with the managers of tomorrow at IIPM. He is serving as the training director for TKWs Institute of Banking and Finance. Besides being a member of organizations like DMA, NHRD, he is also serving as a treasurer for Vikalp, an NGO dedicated to the promotion of education. May I now request Mr. Amit Goyal to please give a welcome address to the audience.
Good morning, all of you. I think we are quite a little late for our program, but then I'm sure we'll manage it in time. I welcome all of you on behalf of TKWs Institute of Banking and Finance to the Bankers Meet 2012. TKWs conceptualized the Bankers Meet last year. That was the first conference where we thought there should be a platform for people leaders of India to come and share knowledge as well as network. We've been fairly successful over the last year, considering the fact that last year it was very difficult to get about 75 delegates for this conference. Whereas this year we have received about 350 invite requests, out of which more than 250 qualified. And unfortunately, we had a commitment of 100 guests to the hotel, so we had to say no to a lot of them. But we have a very distinguished panel of speakers and equally distinguished guests amongst us. So I would first want to extend a welcome to Professor S.K. Bhattacharya. I'm so sorry, Mr. S.K. Bhattacharya. He is our honorable chief guest for today. I also want to extend a welcome to all the speakers and the panelists who form the think tank of banking and financial services industry. And I want to extend a welcome to the delegates who've taken out their time to come here. Now, TKWs, this year is very special for TKWs for two things. One is this year TKWs Institute of Banking and Finance is starting a BCom degree program in banking and finance, in collaboration with Gulbarga University. Second very important reason is this year TKWs has completed a decade of its existence. Starting in 2002 with a small custom clearance service. This year TKWs has completed 10 years and now it is diversified in the businesses of international logistics, into education, into fine dining, into travel and tourism, into software development. So it's taken a fairly long route coming here. As far as skill development and education is concerned, TKWs today is present in various skill development activities which vary from language, presentation skills, retail management, and from last 3 years it's running this Banking and Finance Institute where we are offering diploma and PG diploma programs in banking and finance. From last year, TKW started a master's degree in banking, and this year the BCom will commence, which is a UGC approved BCom degree in banking and finance. Now, throughout this Bankers Meet, we put a lot of emphasis on networking. Wherever we talk about the Bankers Meet, if you see, it's a networking and conference. I want to talk a little about networking as to why do we talk so much about networking. I'm professionally trained to be an engineer, and as an engineer, once I studied a law. Now, this law said that the more computers you connect in a network, the more powerful those computers become. So the computing power increases proportionately to the number of computers connected in that network. Now, later on, we started a company called TKWs, which stands for the Knowledge Workers. Now, as we thought more and more about the word knowledge workers, what I came to realize is the knowledge workers are just like an information processing unit. And the more of them you connect together, the more powerful they become. Now, what Institute of Banking and Finance is trying to do is it is trying to put all these computer networks together. It is trying to create a node of human networks called knowledge workers, so that together all the knowledge networks can become more powerful. Now, as the financial services industry, we all represent the dominant workforce of the knowledge workers. And for any knowledge worker to be successful, there are few fundamental values which we believe are essential. These values are learning and sharing. These values are enduring excellence. These values are always on time. These values are radical rethinking. But most importantly, these values are networking. Over the last 2-3 years, I've done about 200 training programs on networking per se. Now, what I've come to learn and realize while I delivered these training programs is that as a networker, if you network, if you bring two intelligent people together, you're not only benefiting these two intelligent people, you're also making the whole economy and the whole ecosystem more powerful by connecting them together. So this Bankers Meet is an effort where we want to connect more and more knowledge workers from the industry of financial services together, because together we believe we can be far more powerful. I was discussing something with a very dear friend of mine about how can I call up all the CEOs of HDFC and Kotak and every bank and every financial institution to come and attend this conference. When will it be possible that I just pick up my mobile and call up each of these CEOs? And suddenly, at the same moment, we all realized that it will be possible when all of you become the CEOs. When everybody sitting here in the gathering is a CEO of their respective companies, we will be able to easily call them and make sure that every CEO is sitting with us on this panel. Now, to make that happen, it is important that we help you, become the CEOs of your companies. And to make that happen, this is our initiative. This is our small initiative to help you together share knowledge, develop more networks and create win-win relationships with each other so that together we all can succeed. Now, the vision of TKW's Institute of Banking and Finance is to become the IIMs in the banking and finance space. We want to create a state-of-art institution which is nothing less than an IIM when it comes to banking education. There are a lot of premium institutions in the country, which offer banking training after somebody has become a banker. But there are very few higher education organizations which are providing training for a fresh graduate to become a banker. This is the vision of TKWs, and for this vision to become true, it is we need the support of all of you. We need all of you to come and share your knowledge with our students. And as a return gift, what we can do for you is we can put you all together, create more knowledge archives, by collectively harnessing the knowledge that you all represent, pass it back to you and help you all become better in your own domains. And once this starts happening, it will be an ecosystem where each one of us will be playing a role, and collectively one day India will become the third largest banking hub of the country, of the world. McKinsey a few years ago published a report which said by 2030, India has the potential of becoming the global banking hub. Now, if that has to come true, if that has to happen, it cannot happen in isolation. We need organizations like SBI, and we need organizations like IIFL, and we need organizations like SMC, Fullerton, American Express. We need all these organizations to come together, work hand in hand, and collectively achieve this goal. And if we are able to do it collectively, each one of us are going to be successful in our own ways. So this is our small initiative towards that. Now, without taking a lot of your time, I would like to thank Mr. S.K. Bhattacharya for being able to spare his time to inaugurate the conference. I would also like to thank our conveners, Mr. Anil Birla, who represents the Ratnakar Bank here, but he's also been kind enough to join our corporate advisory committee. He's helped us a lot in organizing this conference. I would like to thank Mr. Sumit Chaudhary, who has his own consulting organization called Third Millennium Business Research Associates. But he's been helping us in organizing this conference and the Institute's activities as an academic advisor to the Institute. And Mr. Amanchuk, who's a training professional, an ex-ICICI, and he's accepted to be the honorary dean of TKWs. I would also like to thank my father and chairman of TKWs, Mr. Amit Goyal. Without his guidance and without his support, it would not have been possible for TKWs to be here. This whole conference would not have been possible if it had not been for our sponsors, SMC Global, if it had not been for Place Clash Couriers, which has been a sponsor for the last conference as well. I'm very thankful to the team of 36 Chutti and Rocksport, for helping us in doing the logistics of the conference. Krish City, which is a developer in Bhiwadi, has been kind enough to sponsor for 2 consecutive years. So I'm very thankful to all the sponsors. I'm very thankful to all the speakers who agreed to come, to spare their time for the conference. All the delegates who've taken out their precious time. And in the end, I'm very thankful to the students and volunteers of TKWs who worked day and night in making this conference possible. Last 40 days have been nothing but the bankers beat on everybody's mind. And that is the reason we are sitting here today and we've been able to put a fairly okay show. Thank you so much to all of you for supporting us. I hope the alumni which has participated will continue to participate. I hope the delegates who are there will continue to support. I hope the speakers will be more involved in the institute and help us in achieving this vision of India becoming the global banking hub. Thank you so much.